If you came across the art of Rupert Bunny for the first time, you'd probably not even realise he was Australian. He spent much of his life in France, and there's always been a lot of debate about how much of an Australian artist he is. But there's never been any debate about how good an artist he is. And a new exhibition is now showing some of his works that have never been seen in Australia before.
Rupert Bunny spent almost 50 years of his life in France, and much of his art reflects the Parisian cafe and salon society of the time. But his beginnings could not have been further away. He was born in Melbourne in 1864 and started studying civil engineering at university. However, he soon abandoned maths and science and took up brush and canvas. He went to art school and in 1884 joined the first wave of Australian-born artists heading to Europe. It didn't take him long to be noticed in Paris.
In 1890 he was awarded a bronze medal for one of his paintings exhibited in the Salon, the first time an Australian had achieved such an honour.
He married a French art model who often appeared in his paintings, and he mixed with many of the famous names of the day, like composer Claude Debussy and actress Sarah Bernhardt. Famous Australians were also his subjects. Dame Nellie Melba was a close friend, and he sometimes accompanied her on piano.
With a portrait like Dame Melba, you can see the influences of those great portrait painters like Gainsborough and Reynolds.
He also painted another famous Aussie musician, Percy Grainger. But despite his fame in France, Rupert Bunny wasn't widely known in Australia until later in his life.
He's an interesting artist because he's always polarised public opinion about the work that he produced. He's often been described as not quite Australian, not quite French.
After his wife's death, Bunny returned to Melbourne permanently in 1933, where he continued painting. He died in 1947, long before the Cafe Society, which so often inspired him, became a part of Australian life. But of course his works live on, and now more than 100 of them have been brought together for this exhibition. It's the first time some of the works have ever been shown in this country, and it's hoped it will give people a new appreciation of Rupert Bunny.
He was Australia's most successful expatriate artist of his generation, and I think now with an exhibition such as this one, a major retrospective of his work, we can really appreciate him for the breadth of the work which he produced.